Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to
Hi,
Bella Crafts
everyone.
Live. Yeah, sorry we're late. Ann and I were just having a little chat, and I
Catching up.
was being my typical goofball self as usual. So, so we were having a giggle this morning before we went on.
We were,
Anyways,
which
yes,
is good.
yeah, we all need giggles, right?
Laughter's good for the soul too. See,
Very much so. Very much so. As a matter of fact, the charm on my phone here says something about love and then laughed often. Love more, laughed often. I don't know, something like that, but I absolutely love it.
she'll get it right and read it to us.
Yeah, I will when I look at it and when I can actually see it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's too far away right now. Oh my gosh. So we are here today and we're doing two more lives.
Oh, because I am doing my live today because my meeting is next week, so I will put the video up next week.
Oh, okay. See, I was wondering about that because Rich was asking me yesterday, how many lives do you have? I said, two, I think. But Ann said, and then he's like, okay, so how many lives are you? I said, I think we're doing two. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
So,
Isabel.
hi, Isabel.
It's raining there, huh?
Oh, wow.
Raining here all. Yesterday was nice, but it rained Sunday, Monday, and it's going to rain the rest of the week.
It is hot here. Hot. I already have my air on.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because my room gets hot. There's no
It's cold.
installation. It's
Excuse
not
me.
like my house. So, when it's hot in the summer, it gets really hot in here. And then when it's cold in the winter, it gets really cold in here. So I have my air on. We're good to go. I'm not going to melt. I'll be fine. I might melt, but that's all right. So, yeah, I know. I know. I know. So, I am doing something different today. I'm going to do two-part live. So, I'm doing today, and then next week, I'm going to finish it up next week, right? So, today, we're going to be making this cell phone case, which I think is so cute. I showed it to Anne, and she's like, yeah, that is so you. I know, right?
It
It
is.
is, it is so me, but
Because she is the queen. Look at the back of her chair.
yeah. Yeah, so I thought I've been wanting to do cell phone cases for a while. Um, and I had a couple of the clear, just regular clear ones that I got on Amazon or wherever I got them. And I don't know why they got shoved in a corner somewhere and I forgot about them. So I was telling Ann, I was planning out my lives this past week for the next few weeks so I could figure out what I was doing. And I decided this will be fun. So
Yeah.
this week, yeah, we're going to do the cell phone case. And then next week, I'm going to do a wristlet to go with the cell phone case. So it'll be a two-parter. It'll be fun.
This way.
Two-parter. Yep.
Julie
Yep,
said we can't do it that way. She's from England, so she said no. So
Not to do it this. It's got to be this way.
it has to be, yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
I didn't ask her why.
I hope that doesn't mean anything bad in England to do it.
Well, she said it did, so I didn't ask.
Oh, sorry. No offense to anybody in the UK. Just saying. Okay, so we'll do it like this from here on out. All right. So I guess we're just gonna be ready to rock and roll and just do this case and
Hey, Dorothy.
done. Hi, Dorothy. How are you?
It's been a while.
Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah, you weren't here last week. I don't remember Dorothy being here because I don't. My memory is horrible.
First to go.
Yeah. Mine's been gone for the last 20 years. So there you go. Anyways, so we're gonna get started and we're going to do this fun case, and then next week we're gonna do the wristlets that's gonna go with.
Fun.
So yeah, I'm looking
Oh, you've
forward
been
to it.
subbing and you're moving soon. Oh, yeah, that would take some.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. The
Yeah,
whole moving thing. Rich and I talked about that because he wanted to move into a one-story
I would love
house,
that.
you know, and I was like, we've been in this house 30 plus years or more. I said, you find somebody that's going to come in here and pack all of this up and take it to a new house and unload it all, I will move. If not, I'm staying right here. He's worried about the stairs, mostly because of me with my health and stuff. And I'm like, when I have surgery or whatever, I stay downstairs anyway. So it's not a big deal. I'm not moving. This is my house. I sound like my dad.
I think about it often.
I know, right? It just,
Well, because my house is so big, but
well, yeah. Yeah,
ooh,
yeah, yeah. I wanted to move into my new trailer, and Rich was like, "Yeah, no."
no.
I
Although
think that,
people do that, they buy like the kind you drive, and
yeah,
they just RVs, and they just
yeah,
travel.
no. It would
One
have
of
to,
our authors did that, Donna.
yeah, it
They
would
sold their
have
home
to,
in Texas, and they're
and
just RVing across the country.
yeah, no, I have no desire to travel the
Oh, I
country.
don't know.
No, yeah, no,
I have too
nope,
much stuff
yeah, nope, 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 nope.
and too many
I just,
grandkids. I'd miss
and
them.
it would have to be huge because I could not live in that small of a space for a long time. It would,
Yes, Isabel, that is money well spent. We had that done one time,
which, oh,
having
to
somebody
pack,
come in and pack. And that when Mark was, when we were first married and we moved from one state to another, they came, they packed everything. Yeah, that's the way to do it. It is money well
I
spent.
just remember moving into this house, and we were only in our other house for like 3 or 4 years. And how much there's stuff in our garage that didn't get packed from that move. Yeah.
Then obviously you don't need it. You could throw it away.
Did you hear that, honey?
I mean, I mean, so
Girl,
they say if you haven't touched something in a year, not me.
it's
It has to be
come on.
longer than a year, but
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit longer than a year. But yeah, boom, out. You're out of here. Yeah, if I could get in that garage, I would back my truck up, unload it all in there, and he would have a stroke. So
no,
I
not
can't,
worth that.
I can't do that. But Rich is a pack rat because he does this. I may need this one day. If you
Crafters
need,
are pack rats too.
I know, but not to that extent because my thought process is if I haven't used it for a while and I'm going to need it, I'll buy another one and deal with it then.
I don't know. I got a lot of stuff back here.
I have
It's all
lots.
organized though. I know
This is
what it
true.
is.
That mine is too. Mine is too. Finally, took forever, but yeah, it's organized. So, anyways, enough gabbing. Let's get to crafting because that's what we do and that's what we do best. So I'm gonna flip my cameras and off we go. And I'm going to show you how to make this really fun,
Yes,
cute.
Dorothy, crafters and teachers are pack rats.
Yeah.
And
See?
I'm glad you put Bella Crafts because if you like, share, and comment this video with hashtag Bella Crafts, you enter for next week's giveaway.
Right on. And yes, Dorothy, just so you know, Rich was an educator. So that goes to show you. Because, yeah, we got stuff everywhere. Okay, so this is what we're doing today, guys. It's quick, it's easy, and it's fun. So you'll notice in that picture, though, I changed my little thingy here on the side because I didn't like the ribbons. So I went ahead and I changed it to these fibers instead. It doesn't matter what you put on it. You can put whatever you want. And then I realized after I put it all together, I was like, okay, how am I going to photograph this if I'm using my phone to photograph, right? And uh, yeah, how am I going to take the picture? So I had to use my husband's phone to stick inside for the picture, which is black. Um, but it doesn't fit. It's not the same size as mine. So I had to kind of maneuver it a little bit to take the picture for you guys so you guys could see what we were doing today. But yeah, this is what we're creating today. Just something fun, cute, simple, easy. Love it. Okay, so you're going to start with the clear cell phone case, just like this. You can get them practically anywhere. I got mine on Amazon, of course, but you can, like I said, you can get them almost anywhere. You want to get them for obviously the size of phone that you need it for. So, what you're going to do is once you get it, then you're going to take it. And I like to make patterns first before I start cutting my paper up. So, all I did was I just laid it down on some white cardstock, traced it, cut it out, and cut it on the inside of the line so it had a little bit of room to wiggle. And then I did it on my pattern paper. I traced it onto my pattern paper, cut it out, and then you're good to go. Okay, so that's how you create the pattern. Like I said, super, super easy. And we're going to decorate. All right, so now the stamps that I used in this particular project is from a honeybee. I've used the stamp set before, but I just thought it was just so cute with the queen bee and stuff on it, and I wanted something that kind of represented. It's my phone, so I wanted something that kind of represented me. So I decided that I wanted to do something really cute, and so I used this set. You can use any stamps that you want in this, and as far as embellishments go, you don't want to add embellishments that are going to be super, super thick. You don't want them to be up too high because then you won't be able to get your phone case on. Okay, so what you're going to do is stamp out the bee and the flowers onto a piece of white cardstock. And then I watercolored mine, make it nice and pretty. And then I took one of these white pens just to do some little accent stuff on there. So it's not, this is just like a little extra thing that you can do. But I don't know if you can see the little white dots. There we go. Okay. So I just took my little pen here and just added some white dots. I know it's a huge craze right now. I see everybody doing it. I have done it a few times before, and I thought, oh, this would be fun. Let's do this again. So we're just going to take our white paint pen and add some dots onto your stamped images there. And I've already done this side, so we got that side. And then, of course, you're going to come over here and do your flowers, which is what I already did. And I just did these right there. There you go. Just like that. Whoops. Okay. So what did I do with my lid? Okay, it's around somewhere. I'll look. Oh, there it is. All right, I'll look later, but all right. So once you get your images stamped and colored the way you like them, then what you're going to do is, for mine, I added some rhinestones on there because you can't have a queen theme without having the bling that goes with the queen theme, right? That's my thought, anyways. So I added a couple little rhinestones on the bee antenna up here. And then on my flowers, I put them right in the center of my flowers. And again, guys, This is just something, like little details. I tell you all the time that details matter. They can make or break a project. So for me, I like details. So we're just going to add some glue into the center of our flowers and then add your rhinestones right on top. Well, this one is going to give me a problem already. There we go. Okay, I have my quick little picker upper tool here. I love this thing. So I just added them to the center of all my flowers, I should say. There we go. There's that one. And then this will be the last. There, right in the center. And then you just have, little pretty little detail for the center of your flowers. Okay? Now, what you can do, what I normally do when after I watercolor my images, I normally will put a sealer on top of them. And the only reason that I do that is because when you watercolor, if I really, really want my colors to pop, I'll put a sealer, just a clear sealer right on top, and then it'll give it that little glossy glow that I like. If you want a matte finish, then you don't have to worry about it. But a lot of times I do use a sealer on my stamped images. Okay, so we've got these little guys done. So now we are going to, I'm going to, next thing here. So once you get those stamped, colored, and all your good stuff, then you're going to lay it down onto a piece of black cardstock and cut it out again. Now, I like to do this. I have done it numerous times because I like to do it. And I'll show you why. If I just put my image on here like this, it's really cute and it looks really cute regardless, right? But if you want your images to pop, add some black to your background, especially against this white. So you're going to take your image and glue it down onto a piece of cardstock and then cut it out again. Now, I did it separately, or I didn't actually glue my image down because I wanted to show you the difference of what it looks like by leaving it, just plain, or to add the black. Now you can leave it plain if that's what you're looking for. You want a little softer look. You can leave it plain like that. But I just like the black in the background. It just kind of makes everything pop up, especially because the image is stamped in black, the flowers are in black. So it looks cute to me, I think. Personal, personal choice there. You guys are going to do it however you like. So we're going to add this second piece onto our black cardstock here. And this is, a good tip for this. AdTech, the people that we do our glue guns with and our tape dispensers, they have a repositionable tape runner. So what you can do, what I did with this is I didn't want to tape my image down to my black cardstock yet. So I just did a little bit of tape on the back of my image, stuck it down on top of the cardstock, and then cut it out. And then I removed it so I could glue it down. Now, I love doing that, especially if I'm working on a big piece and I've got a lot of different pieces. If you add a little bit of reposition tape on the back, then you can move it without, and kind of get the idea in your head of where you want your images to go. Just a little side tip there. So now what we're going to do before I glue these down, we're going to add some pink here around the edges. So again, I'm just going to take my ink pad, my Gina K ink pad, and we're just going to add some pretty pink just around the edges here. And again, that just kind of makes your background pop out a little bit. It defines it a little bit better. So I just love this. This paper that I'm using, if in case you wonder, I know Dorothy, you ask a lot of really, really good questions. So this paper that I'm using for this particular project is from Lawn Fawn. And then my ink pad color for this is the bubblegum pink. And of course, that's our Gina K. And my black ink pad that I used is my Obsidian Gina K. Okay. But when I do my blog post, I will add all of the items that I used and the links of where you can find everything so you don't have to worry. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got that on. So now what we're going to do is add our images. So here we're going to add our flowers. Ooh. Down here at the bottom. There we go. And then we're going to add our little bee right here. This goes together super, super quick. And what I love about this idea is, I don't know about you guys, but I love phone cases. So phone cases are kind of like my glasses and the tops that I wear on my glasses where I change them out all the time. I change my phone case out a lot. And this is a perfect solution if you're somebody that likes to change your cell phone case a lot, because you can do anything and you could switch it up and do it, you can do all kinds of different themes, colors, however you want. You can just it's paper, it pops in, it pops out, so super easy. Okay, so now last we're going to put our little queen bee. Now this actually on this stamp is one word. The stamp is one word. So what I did was I stamped it with my black, and then I separated it, cut it, and then cut it out, and then added the black cardstock to the back. Okay, so for here, oh, come on. Trying to squeeze this last the glue out of here. All right, so we're going to add that there. Let me clean this up just a tad. Okay. And then we'll add our other word on there. And then the last thing that I did was I had some of these little flowers. These are clay, so you would get them like in confetti. So I had some confetti that had these in them. So I just took them and they're plain, and then I went ahead and I added a rhinestone into the center of each of them. And I'm going to bring it up to you so you can see. So they're just little clay confetti pieces, and I added the colored rhinestones in the center there. Again, just a detail. It's not horribly important, but I like it. All right. And so for this, we are just going to add our flowers. I just added the three of them right here in this corner area. Add some glue, and then we're just going to put these right on top. There we go. Now see, you can see with these that my embellishments, they're not completely flat, but they don't stick out a lot. And as I said earlier, that's what you want, because if your embellishments are too high, you're not going to be able to get your phone case in your phone case, or your phone cover in your phone case. That makes sense? Okay. So now all you got to do is take it and pop it right in there. And there you have your cell phone case. Now, see, it's so simple because, as I said, it pops in and out. You can switch it up. You can change it to, different colors, themes, whatever, however you want to do it. Now, for the little piece that I did here on the side of mine, I did it, as I said, in the photo, I used ribbons, and after I did it and I posted it, I didn't like the ribbons, so I switched it out and I added some fibers instead. So all you got to do for that is cut up some fibers, or if you want to use ribbons, that's fine too. And then you're going to take these and we are going to add another little piece right here in the center. And then I'm going to tie this off. Okay, so we're going to tie that. Okay, so that will hold all of your ribbons together, or your fibers. Okay, and then from here, okay, there we go. Move it around a little bit. Okay, and then to get them connected to your phone, what you are going to do, where is my little piece? Okay, I lost my little piece, so I'll just show you how to do it. Okay, so this is just some really thin hemp cord, and I'm just gonna take, I don't know, this is probably about 5-6 inches. You can trim it so you don't worry about it. And then what you're going to do is tie a knot in this, in the very end here. Okay. All right, where are my, there they are. And these are on my hemostats, are on my list of favorite tools, by the way, because I had fingernails, so these things were perfect.
I figured they would be.
Uh-huh. You know I love my hemostats. Okay, so we're going to tighten it into a knot there. And then this part right here, we're just going to cut this off because we don't need all this excess. Okay, so trim that off. And then this little piece right here, this is what they call a small bead tip. Okay, this is, it doesn't give a size. So they're tiny, as you can see. Tiny, tiny. But they work perfect for this because what you can do then, once you have your knot here, you're going to lay this inside. I'm going to try to do this with my nails and not take forever. But you're going to lay this inside there. It's a little ball that opens up. So we're going to lay the cord inside and then I'm going to close it. I'm going to try to close it. Ooh. This is the part that, this is the hardest part of this whole thing. And it's just because it's hard to grab onto. Okay, so you're going to put your knot in there. Let's get that in there. And then crimp it. And then that's going to hold your cording. Okay, now for this, I should have done this a little bit longer. I'm going to switch this up and we're going to do it just a little bit longer. I'm not going to crimp it, but I'll just show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm thinking we should do it a little bit longer. I think mine was, if you can see on my finished one, it's about this long and I doubled it. So, okay, so 4 inches. All right. Yeah, but I cut a lot of it off. So make it a little bit bigger than this. And that's only because you want to be able to slide this through your cell phone case. Now, what I mean by that is once you have your fibers here and you've got them put together, then what you want to do is take a jump ring, okay, and on the end of the ball here, there's a little loop that you can add the jump ring to. So you're going to put the jump ring, that one just went flying. So you're going to put your jump ring right through that hole. Let me get it open. There we go. There. Okay. And then once you have that in there, then you're going to take it and attach your fibers inside the jump ring. Now, it does take a little bit of finagling, but it is possible because I did it. But it does take a little finagling to get it all in there and everything, but it does work. Okay, we're going to pretend like I did all that. And then for your case, what you can do from this point is you've got your holes on the side of your cell phone case. You can put it in one of these. And what you're going to do is once you have your fibers and everything connected to your jump ring, then you're going to add this right into one of these holes if you want to do it here, and then you're going to slide your fibers through, and then that's how you'll connect it. If you don't want it to be on the side, I put mine on the top. So what I did for that was I just took, this plastic is not very, very heavy, especially the sides here. So I took my crocodile tool here and I just punched a tiny hole in the top, and then I thread my fibers through there, and that's how you get the fibers on your phone case. So you're going to do it just like that. And as I said, it's super easy to do. You can switch it out all kinds of different ways and just have fun with it. So next week, what we're going to do is I'm going to create a wristlet that's going to match this. And I told Anne, if I have time, I might do another cell phone case, maybe something a little bit more elegant or, not so funky. So that way, if you can see it being switched up. But yeah, isn't that cool? Super easy to do. These cell phone cases are very, very cheap. And there you go. I just love it. I thought it came out so cute.
It is very cute.
Thank you. It is me, that is for sure. But
yes, it is. But that's okay. We
well,
need to make something for ourselves sometimes.
exactly. And for me, I like things that are fun and colorful and cute and that kind of stuff. But I do know how to do other stuff too.
Well, you're more of a cutesy.
It's what makes me happy. It's what makes me happy. And when you're crafting, you got to make stuff that you love to make. That's how I look at it. But then, because we're teaching and giving out ideas, you got to make sure that you can relate to everybody's taste, not just your own. So if I get a chance, I will do another case because they don't really take that long. And then I'll show you how I kind of did that. So
okay, I have a couple things starred and my screen went all weird. I had to go out and come back in, and now I can't change it to where we're in the other format. But also, I'm seeing fine. Us like about an inch on the computer, so I hope.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I know we're both on screen, but anyway.
Yes, we are, and we're good.
I can still see the questions. The questions are, Sandy says it looks a little tricky.
Oh, getting
I think the tassel part. So, yeah, that part. And then Dorothy loves your bee. And Isabel said, I'm not very good at making random spatters on projects. It looks like I've spit paint on a project. I can relate. I mean, it is an art, really, to make it look good. Sometimes you get too much paint. Sometimes, there's not enough, and then you try to add more, and then it looks horrible. So yes.
Yeah.
I use my best advice, because I used to do these spattered cans when I did craft shows. I take an old toothbrush, and I dip my paint in there, and then I flick.
Yeah.
And those are teeny tiny.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah. But a paintbrush, that's a little harder. I agree.
It is. It really is. And then, Sandy, as far as the tassel part of it, what you can do is add a jump ring to this first.
Oh.
And then add the second jump ring to this portion of it. Whoops, there we go. To this portion. And that will give you a little bit more wiggle room. But it can be done the other way. So you see what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead. And one more time.
Okay.
So
I can't see if it's working.
Okay, so in the center there of the fibers is where you can add a jump ring right there, right? Okay. And then once you add it there, then you can add the other jump ring into the little ball, and then that will make it a little bit easier for you to maneuver. Okay. But it's super, it can be done. Just because these fibers, I didn't do anything real super thick. You don't want to add like 15,000 fibers onto here, because
you might want to.
Well, I might want to, but then you're going to have trouble getting it. You're going to need a bigger jump ring. You're going to need a bigger jump ring.
It won't look as nice.
Yeah. So the fibers are what I would consider less being best. Okay. And then you can just trim them up once you get them onto your cell phone case. But yeah, it's just a simple, easy project to do. And, it's a lot of fun. So,
I love the tip, and so does Sandy about the jump ring because that makes it way easier than trying to
yep,
get them through.
yep.
So
And there's all kinds of different ways you could do that. That was just, what I thought was easiest at the time. So, however you can get those fibers on that little piece of hemp cord, you're good. So, piece
that
of
was a
cake.
cute project. So next
was,
week you'll do the wristlet for it, and that'll be cute too.
yeah, the funny thing about wristlets and cell phones, when cell phones first started coming out, you remember they were huge. They were like bricks, right? And then they got really, really tiny. Well, the little tiny ones, I would always lose, or I wouldn't be able to find it. So I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I don't lose things like that. This little tiny phone I used to lose all the time, and it used to irritate me to death. So I started wearing it. I created a necklace, and I started wearing it around my neck so I knew where my cell phone was. So then when they got bigger, well, you don't really want to add this onto your chest, right? It's a little big. So, add a wristlet. You can carry it off to the side like this. And, there you go. You know that your phone is going to be there, and you don't got to dig through your bag for it and the whole thing. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. I'm going to show you how to do a wristlet for that.
Even if it's in your bag, you
It's,
can grab the wristlet and have
yeah.
it phone.
Yep.
That's a
Yeah. Even if you don't want to wear it, they're great to have for, just being able to grab your phone quick, or, whatever, if you need it or trying to find it. I have backpacks. I wear backpacks. So, everything is stuffed in there. So I got to be able to find things quickly. So there we go. Piece of cake, you guys. So next week we'll do the wristlets for that. It'll be fun.
So last week I mentioned that I might not do my live because I couldn't remember when I had my
Meeting.
follow-up meeting for
Yes.
NAMTA.
Yes.
It is not today. It is next week. So I will be live today. I am going to take a picture after we're done and post it and get it scheduled. So come back at 2:00 and craft with us, because I'm doing a home decor piece.
Oh,
And it is
my hair's blowing.
it is for like Americana because it's the 250th anniversary.
Oh, you said you were gonna do that. Yep.
So that's what we're going to do. And please come back and make sure you like, share, and comment on this video with hashtag #BellaCrafts to enter for next week's giveaway. And we will tell you who won last week's during my live.
Yep. All right. Sounds good. Okay, you guys, that's it for us today at this time. Do what Ann says. Come back and join us in a little bit more than an hour. But until then, remember what we always say.
Take some time to craft.
Yeah, because it's good for your soul.
It
really is. All right, you guys, we'll see you shortly.